We've got some breaking economic data to get to kick off the hour as we're watching major averages mixed here on the day. We're keeping tabs on the JOLTS report here. The Dow, as of right now, you're seeing that flat to the downside. S&P 500 still barely holding on to gains. The NASDAQ, that's up by about 0.1%. But getting into some of the data as the BLS figures are starting to come through here, Jared, it seems like, as of right now,
it looks like the job openings, they came in at 9.931 million, and that is a drop from the prior reading of 10.824 million. So almost a 1 million, I would say, person drop right there. The survey was looking for 1.5 million, so definitely light of that. And also the prior number, I'm just looking at the revision, was revised down from 1.8 million all the way down to 1.5 million. So looks like the revisions were going in the downward direction as well. Looking for some other details of the report, not finding them just yet. But just in general, I think a lot of attention on this report, especially ahead of what we're expecting in terms of non-farm payrolls this Friday. Another strong payrolls report, probably looking for about 200,000 payrolls there. But the implications for the economy are, if there aren't as many job openings here, and this is a rather more lagging report than we usually get with respect to openings. This is covering the month of February, whereas which we get with respect to March is going to come this Friday. All in all, a little bit of a disappointment there on the job front. So we're going to be tuning into more coverage of this in the days ahead here. Do you have any thoughts of this, Brett?
Yeah, just as I'm kind of looking through some of these numbers, and yes, that is your reminder of our live coverage on Friday as the markets will be closed. However, you still have economic data that's going to be coming out on that monthly jobs report front here. But, you know, even as we're looking through this drop from the 10.8 million openings figure that we had seen during January, and for the February figure now looking at 9.93 million openings, that a considerable drop, especially versus the estimate was what was surveyed of 10.5 million and expected there. A huge drop here. And just continuing to look at some of the market reaction here on the day, I mean, we're positive across the board, a little bit of a nudge higher, just barely for the major averages here. But some of the details within this, the largest decreases in job openings, they were in professional and business services at 278,000 decline there. Healthcare and social assistance saw a decline of 150,000 jobs, and then transportation, warehousing, utilities saw a decline of 145,000 job openings as well. However, job openings did increase, and get this, construction, that was up by about 129,000
Really
positions.
Interesting, because for me, that's a canary in the coal mine here.
Right.
We usually lose the manufacturing and construction jobs first. That's kind of the harbinger of recession, but we're not seeing that in construction. In fact, a lot of construction projects are still, having been booked years ago, are just now getting into full swing. So there may not be that pipeline for future construction jobs, but workers are being definitely put to task right now.
Yeah, and separation's a little changed here, we should note as well. That came in at about 5.8 million there. Rate little changed at about 3.7% is where the separations came in.